Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rachel Garcia, and today I'm going to be presenting reasons it's good to learn a foreign language. Um, I just want to say I'm not one that knows another foreign language. I've only spoke English my whole life, and I've always wanted to learn a second language, preferably Spanish, especially because I am in a border city, and I feel like most of us also live in the border city of El Paso as well. Uh, why it's good to learn another language. So there are many reasons why it's good to learn a new language. For example, you get better job opportunities, you make new friends, you learn about different cultures. There's just so many things that you could expand your brain on. And fun fact, when we do go over through this presentation, there is a fun fact that tells us that learning a new language actually decreases the aging of your brain. So that's something I didn't know about until I actually started doing my research on why it's good to learn a second language, preferably like a foreign language. Some reasons why it's good to learn another language is because there's no language barriers. I know, for example, when I went out of town one time, there was people that came up to me that didn't know how to speak English, and they were using their Google Translate to find the restroom at a mall. Also, it's like whenever you're traveling, for example, you're traveling in a new country, you know what to say, what to do, how to act, and stuff like that, okay? And you also have more connections with individuals. So if you want to make friends with someone that lives in France, you know French, and you just get a better connection with them just because you know their language. Other reasons why it's good to learn another language is you feed your brain, you expand your knowledge, and it's something that not a lot of people know. I don't know about you guys, but there are a little bit of people that I know that know two languages. And usually it's just English and Spanish, which is amazing, but like I want to run into more people that know French. I want to run into more people that know sign language. There's so many other languages and things we can learn, okay? I do remember that when I was little, I knew sign language, but as I grew older and I didn't use it anymore, I kind of forgot. So that's another thing. Also, studies have shown that people who tend to speak more than one language have improved memory, which I do believe is true because my brother is in the military. He knows 3 different languages and his memory is like insane. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pregnant and my pregnancy brain is so bad. I do not remember anything. I'll make a list for the grocery store and then we'll forget the list at home. So that is crazy for me right now. Also, knowing another language can boost your confidence. I know that if I were to have learned Spanish, it would have been easier for me to work at a retail store, especially because a lot of the customers that walked in only spoke Spanish. And it was really hard for me to communicate, and my confidence went down because I thought, maybe they judged me because I didn't know their language. And like I said, this is one of the fun facts, is knowing a second language helps you put off mental aging. So literally your brain will not age as fast if you know more than one language in a foreign language, which is good. That's what people want, and that's what people look for nowadays. Other reasons are you advance in your career. A lot of the times, most places hire you if you are bilingual, trilingual, whatever lingual, that you do advance in your career. And a lot of the times, employers think of this as an advantage because they see that you are motivated and that you are driven. If you are driven and motivated to learn a new language, you are driven and motivated to move up in the career path that you're in. Also, knowing more than one language can boost your creativity, especially because you know about different cultures, or you might incorporate that with the culture that you're working with, or whatever the reason is. Where and how learning a new language can be offered. So you can be offered to learn a new language with schools. Literally, I know that you can learn elementary, you can learn a new language in elementary. I have cousins that go to Elisa Chacon. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that school. I believe it's a kinder through 8th grade school, and they start teaching you Chinese within your kindergarten year. So I think that's something amazing, and I believe most schools should offer something like that, especially at a young age, because kids are more prone to learning new things like that. High schools, I know my high school at least, offered, I believe, French and Spanish. I took Spanish because that's something I really want to learn, and I've always tried, and I still can't stick to it. I don't know what it is. And it's funny because my mom's first language was Spanish, but she never taught me that. She always taught me more English. She always speaks to me in English, so that's something, you know, I've always learned, and I've never learned Spanish. And college, I know that college for sure offers many languages that you can learn, and it's something, you know, maybe we should take advantage of, especially if we do want to learn something like that. Also, you could learn a new language at jobs. I know that when I worked at a retail store, there was many things I learned by just asking, how do I say this in Spanish? If a customer to say this to me, how do I reply back and stuff like that? That's something that I learned, and I learned new phrases here and there, but just phrases that go with retailing, not something where I can hold a conversation over dinner. So that's why I put the mall, cashier, department store, also the military. I know that in the military they offer new languages that you could learn, classes where you could take them, and you get it all for free basically. And teaching, I know that my Spanish teacher, when she was teaching Spanish, she started learning more things. She started refreshing her brain about Spanish, things in Spanish, and how you use them, how to properly use them. So I know that that's something that you could do where you can learn a new language. Also, I know these are very common, but I just wanted to add them in there. This is where and how learning a new language can be offered, which is online. There are many online websites, but some of the major common ones are Duolingo. Duolingo is, I heard that it was fun and addictive. Like, they make you play games and they make you do this and different activities that make your learning experience more enjoyable rather than just reading line from line and going over it and going over it. That's what one of the sites said. Rosetta Stone, I know that's something you do have to pay for monthly, and I heard it's a little pricey, but a lot of people have gained so much knowledge from Rosetta Stone. And then Babbel, I didn't do so much research on it, but I know that it's an app that can teach you a new language, and they have different preferences and different deals on what you can do and stuff like that. How learning more than one language should get you farther than you think. So when you learn a different language or languages, there are many doors that are opened to you all around the world. I know that, you know, you could probably get a job abroad, or, you know, you could go to school abroad, and it's something that most people don't experience, and it's something, you know, you can actually brag about to someone else. Also, you meet tons of new people, new friends, and what's great about, you know, like, not having friends that speak a different language, like, I would want like a friend like, oh yeah, my friend over here speaks French, and my friend over here speaks Chinese and stuff like that. I would love to brag about something like that, but, you know, I don't know any of those languages, so I don't really have friends that speak those languages. Also, you get to have new meanings and adventures. Like I said, you could go abroad, you could visit different places and stuff like that. So it's also essential. It is a necessary skill that a lot of people look for, especially in applications. They'll ask you if you know, like, a different language if you're bilingual and stuff like that, and they'll ask the different languages you know, and most of the chances, if you know another language, you get the job because that's what they're looking for. Um, it's also, you also get a better connection with other individuals, and you can boost his test scores in course subjects, so like math and reading and stuff like that. And I know a lot of the times, like in math, they'll have stuff in a different language and it actually will give you the answers, so stuff like that. So furthermore, how knowing more than one language can get you further than you think. You get to understand different cultures. You get to understand like the meaning of things and why they do it, and you know, that's something that I've always been interested in. Like, I want to know more, like, why do they do that? Why do they believe this? Why do they do this? But since, you know, most of the time I don't know their language, it's really hard for me, and I'm pretty sure you as well, to understand. Like their traditions, for example, I also wrote that. You also see a deeper insight of other parts of the world, so you get to go somewhere overseas. And I believe that's something, you know, like I said, you could brag about, like, yeah, I've been to this place and I've been there, and I've, you know, that's something I've always wanted to do. And it's also putting yourself in other people's shoes and in their perspective of things. I know that in other countries, they do different things than, you know, us people in the United States, especially because most of the countries out there are not free countries. In conclusion, not only has learning more than one language advanced individuals in their careers and expanded their knowledge of things, but understand the meaning of different cultures and their traditions and why they do things that they do. Learning a new language and different things are very important and have many key points. Like, for example, advancing in your career, or, you know, in school and stuff like that. Those are many key points. Or even to stop your brain from aging. That's something that caught my attention. I was like, what? I wouldn't want my brain to age. I'm gonna learn a new language now. Like, it even makes me want to push myself even more to learn a new language. Overall, I believe that everyone should learn a new language, and it's very important, you know, especially if you want to expand your knowledge, or if you want to learn about new traditions and other cultures and why they do what they do and stuff like that. That's something that's really important to me, and I believe others should try to learn a new language as well. Thank you for coming and listening to my presentation today. Everyone have a good day. Bye.